And here in the top right-hand corner of the map at Entombed Valley, we have our red Zerg player, winner of the last game and our 6-time IPL Fight Club champion from Team SCV Life. It is HyuN. And his opponent down in the lower left-hand corner from Prime, trying to even things back up for them. It is our Teal Protoss player, Creator.
Yeah, and it wasn't too long ago that Creator won TSL4 against another very good Zerg player. So obviously shown some skills there. He won the TSL4 finals with a score of 4-2 over StarCraft. And HyuN is, you know, HyuN is a really, really high caliber player. I think Life is up in that discussion always as well. So Life actually moved into the round of 16 of GSL Code S. I mean, if Creator can beat that guy, maybe he has a chance here against TSL HyuN. Who knows?
All right, well, we'll find out. I would imagine, you know, see, Creator you can't ever call as one of those players who's quote-unquote prepared for a snipe, because Creator's a guy who could just win 3 or 4 games for your team. But the fact that he's chosen Entombed Valley, it is Creator who can play that slower style as well. I've got to think that he's the perfect choice for HyuN here, given who's left. We saw a dominating performance against Terran players by HyuN recently, so someone like ByuN may be saved until a little bit later. I don't know. I like this choice, though.
That's you know, it is interesting. It's always interesting to see how the teams manage their players and maps when they're in positions like this, because the series is still very close. They're not in like panic mode. Like they're not saving Creator for the ace, which they very well could have. I mean, they've already gone through Marine King and Boong, and basically I think ByuN is probably who I would still save in the wings for sort of an all situations kind of player. Creator I thought would be in that running as well, but if I think the reasoning of, you know, beating Life so handily and doing very well, obviously, against Zergs recently, I think this is a fine choice for Prime. We'll see if Creator can take out HyuN, and if he does, how far he'll actually manage to get. But spawning pool is actually done now for HyuN, so he could start to make some lings and make sure that the Creator actually leaves him alone with that probe scout.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Let's see here, though, as Creator, nothing really out of the ordinary from him so far. Forge Fast Expand, put up a Nexus afterwards. It was Forge first, though, so he had the potential to do or is a little bit slower to advance his economy here. We'll see what HyuN does in response. He apparently was not blocked on his second hatchery at all, and he's already setting up his third right now. He's got that in position, and the hatchery will go down here momentarily. So 3 hatch, no gas. Everything is standard as a PvZ could be. All
right, so Creator is going to see that at least, and HyuN actually right at the 4-minute mark, getting that second hatchery up. So both players doing the builds that they're the most comfortable with. We'll see how, obviously, these get fleshed out. After the Cybernetics core is done for Creator, we'll really be able to see what's going on. But yeah, that Ling just walks right past that cannon as it gets finished up. He's going to kill the Nexus all by himself. And no, actually, he's just going to kind of nibble and bite and claw and kick and tail whip and
all of those things.
Antler. Are those antlers that the Zergling has?
They're antennae, aren't they? Or
what are they antennaing? Are they not sharp?
I don't know. I don't think they're antlers, though.
They kind of look like antlers.
The majestic elk, the Zergling.
Yeah, they look like they have claws on them.
Oh, I guess that is just their claws, but I don't know, they have little things on their head. Stop moving, Zergling, all right? We can't get a good look at you.
He's never going to stop. He's never going to stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Yeah, what are those? Those are his actual claws?
Yes.
His arms
well, those are at the top. Yes, those are his claws, but he has things right behind them that I thought that's what you were referring to, but I don't know.
I don't know. On the portrait, it doesn't really seem very illuminating.
No.
But what are the things down? Are those like tusks then? Is he like a rhino moose?
I believe so. Rhino moose elephant.
Rhino moose
with claws. Half Tyrannosaurus, half elephant, half elk.
We're learning a lot about Zerglings today on the show, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've enjoyed your time with National Geographic Zergling Edition.
Hey, HyuN's actually done something a little bit weird. He decided to go for gas a lot quicker than a lot of Zerg players will, put up his Zergling speed. We saw him do this a couple of times in Fight Club so far, but it's usually a build that was reserved for specific instances and not usually his general go-to build on Entombed Valley. So,
you know, I'm wondering if they're going to ever have StarCraft zoo books so that we can just know this stuff.
I hope so. Well, I want to see one of those big wheels, you know, the ones that you crank the lever and then it spins and it picks one of the animals and makes the animal noise. It's like a cow goes moo.
Oh, yeah, the big red one. I had one of those.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah. Everyone did. So.
Yeah, the Overlord goes.
Exactly.
But I think zoo books They taught me a lot about the animal kingdom, and I think I would appreciate a Zergling Zubuk. Or even just a Zerg in general, Zubuk. Sometimes they had like Bird Kingdom or Primate Kingdom, and they just kind of covered everything. But anyway, Zubuks aside, we do have some lings running in here. It's, the sentries are tickling down the rocks. I wonder if the rocks are ticklish, though.
Probably not, given that they're not sentient. So.
Well, maybe not to you.
I suppose so.
Wait.
Oh, you're one of those rock lovers, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm a geologist at heart. I actually did take geology in college, and it was awesome because instead of labs, we took field trips all over the state to look at rocks. It was awesome.
Well, HyuN adding on a little bit more gas now, going up to 4 in total. 5. Never mind. As his layer tech does just finish up. So it looks like he is planning to head towards a bit higher tech here. We're going to see Spire and a Mass Muta style. That is something that does happen on Entombed Valley every now and again. He is up to a full 6. Yeah, and there is Spire coming up. It's a full 6 gas and a 4th base.
And a 5th base.
Sweet.
Why not? We got a Spire and a 4th and a 5th base, ladies and gentlemen. Creator on the other side, though, did finish his robotics facility and immediately started building that bay. He's going to save up some gasoline, some Vespine gasoline. No, he's going to save some gas for extended thermal lance and the first Colossus, I'm sure. And then we'll see if how bold he's feeling. He's going to actually expand here as well. Probably put up 2 more assimilators as quick as he can to support that.
All right. So, like I said, this is a strategy that does happen on this map, and it's extremely annoying for Protoss players to deal with because basically you just want to lock Protoss players down to 3 bases while you take everything. And HyuN is already investing into his gas so well. He's going to have 1 million mutas if he wants to in a bit.
1 million?
1 million.
Really? You don't think that's hyperbole?
No. It is. He will free up all the supply for it. He will make that many spine crawlers, and then it'll be fine. He'll have 1 million mutas. So just cancel them all mutas.
James and I were leaving work one day, and I gave him a high five or something. He's like, yeah, high fives are the best. I was like, really, the best? They're the best thing? And he's like, well, that may have been hyperbole. I was like, well, now hyperbole, that's the best. But, yeah, that was, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Hyperbole is the greatest thing to ever happen to humans.
Hyperbole really is the best thing ever to happen in the world. So
I agree.
But I just thought I'd share that lovely tale from the IPL offices.
11 mutas, slightly short of 1 million, are coming out now for HyuN. He only needs 999,989 more, but he'll get on working on those in a bit. +1 attacks is coming up as well as Creator does continue to wall in his base, and of course is going up to those Blink Stalkers. He knows he has a pretty good idea of what his opponent is up to.
He's going to need something like 250,000 Overlords too, though, if he does that. That's a lot of minerals.
Right.
That's a lot of minerals.
Maybe, but there's a lot of resources on this map.
That's true. Yeah, there's billions, obviously. Colossi coming out now for Creator. I don't think he got Extended Thermal Lance actually done yet. I kind of lost track when we were doing math in our heads so quickly, but the mutas are going to loop around here. There's not a ton of stalkers to be able to deal with this, but mutas are falling. There's no cannons in the mineral line or anything like that, so some probes are going to take some damage. Oh, I like this route, but look at that. Creator already has some gateway units waiting, and Guardian Shield is one of the coolest things you can do against a Mutalisk, as it reduces the damage from every bounce of the Glaive Worm and makes your units last a lot longer. Blink is going to be done here soon as well, so all these stalkers will finally be able to keep up with the mutas and actually be able to jump on them and get a couple of kills. Maybe right at the end he's going to do it.
Yeah, and he does manage to snag 1, 2, 3, 4 more kills. Wow! There were 11 mutas that went in.
15 in production.
4 survived.
17 mutas in production.
That's
He's getting
right.
closer to that 1 million count that we talked about.
Correct.
Why? 100 drones.
Yes, because all he's going to do is make mutas. That is the strategy. So will he be able to pull it off, though? We'll find out. His gas income is pretty stellar. You never see gas income that's that high. So HyuN certainly using all of his available resources. Another 14 mutas on the way now. It's going to put him up to a total of 31 when those are all finished.
31 million?
Yes.
31,000?
Just 31.
That's not enough.
Yeah.
But Creator, obviously, knowing that he only has to face 1 unit in this composition, he can just keep creating sentries for Guardian Shield. He can keep creating stalkers for those big blink unders and try and kill off a bunch of mutas. And basically, he can research shields. I'm surprised, actually, that he's going for +3 weapons. If he goes for shields, obviously, that's going to negate a lot of that bouncing damage as well. But Colossi don't do too well against mutas, and he's still building them.
But you know what? I mean, mutas are not very high DPS, and so if he can even whittle down their number just a little bit, as he has pretty good Blink Stalker micro now, and he is actually picking off a few mutas. Oh, but he exposes the Colossi. They are able to get away. So if he's able to neutralize those even just a little bit, he will have a very, very powerful attack to follow this up.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. HyuN is taking 2 more bases. He's taking the entire top half of the map now in an effort to continue producing these Mutalisks. But I have to say I'm not a fan of this. Making 1 unit, obviously he's going to be able to power down pylons and gateways and things really quickly, but it's just dangerous. Anytime he gets near Creator's units, those Stalkers are going to be able to blink under. They've got the sentries again with that Guardian Shield, and you can see every time that blink happens, 3 or 4 more mutas bite the dust. He's making 7 at a time right now. He's actually under 100 gas right now as well. And you can see this, it's getting hard for him to find any soft spots to actually take things out, no matter how many bases he's on. He's building another Spire now too, so he can start rolling 2 upgrades at a time, but his muta count is getting super duper low. All these Stalkers just blinking around, enjoying their time in the shade. That's right.
And the Colossi just actually stand underneath the mutas like, sure, okay, they're not actually going to hit us. So 3,400 minerals banked now for HyuN.
Look at resources lost.
Well, let's do that. It's, there you
That's
go.
a lot.
So that's total units lost and total resources lost.
8675 resources lost compared to only 4,700. It doesn't matter how many bases you're on, man. You're losing double the amount of your opponent, and every blink is just destroying so many mutas. They don't even have their +3 weapons yet. They will soon. Creator can really just continue making gateways. Obviously, it's interesting. It creates this dynamic where Creator can't really move out a whole lot because he's scared of the Mutalisks, but if and when he ever does, it's going to be really dangerous, and this Spire is actually going to bleed out.
That's why there was a second Spire on the way. Yes.
Because it was super hidden.
Yes, it was. Okay, so HyuN going to try and run back in now, but he made a bunch of lings, and those are immediately torn up by Colossi. And the Blink Stalkers are taking care of a fair bit of the rest. More units starting to roll their way up now. One of the Colossi have fallen. The second one's going to go down here in a second as well, but nothing can stop the Blink Stalkers.
So, Creator could just make like a Dark Shrine and just start roaming around the map, and it's going to be incredibly hard for HyuN to actually deal with something like that. But instead, Creator has already thinned out the mutas enough that he actually took a supply lead very briefly. There are only 21 mutas, but 38 +3 weapon Stalkers with Blink that are going to be able to survive an incredibly long time. Archon is actually out here as well. Did he have a Dark Shrine, or do you have a Templar Archive?
Templar Archive.
Okay, so I was a little bit shocked there, but to see that one Archon in the sea of Blink Stalkers, but he's not afraid. He's actually going to do this. These 20 mutas are going to come over and try and power down all these production facilities, but Creator is going for the throat. He's going to try and take out these hatcheries, take out the drones, and basically just stunt HyuN as much as he can.
And base trade LOL.
That's
pretty much what's happening here, actually. If he can get not just he needs to target down the spine crawlers first of all, yes, along with his queen. Those are all
going to blink out of there
in a second.
I mean,
yeah, but then he's going to have a huge cache of overlords available to him here in just a second as well, which would be very, very nice. He has actually almost killed all of the spine crawlers, but the mutas are still continuing to do damage inside of his base.
Yep, they're not attacking anything, doing tons of damage, and Archon is going to every Archon splash actually does a ton of damage to this muta ball, by the way. So good job by HyuN actually taking out that Archon as fast as he can. Here's a cannon forest. Why not? If you can do it, so can I. Except mine actually shoot air as well. The Stalkers have gotten through the Spinecrawler forest without so much problem, and they've totally supply blocked HyuN, so he actually basically has to kill Creator with this.
All right, so 142 supply to 92 at the moment. It's 25 workers to 29, so both players very, very low on the economy front, and HyuN does have his bases reestablished, but Creator's already doing a very nice job by breaking up his forces. He knows there's not much of a straight line army that he needs to engage right now, so he can afford to do that.
If you looked at just the mini-map right now, would you be afraid for HyuN? There's just light blue scattered among like wreckage of red dots right now. There's not even really a mining base anywhere. All these hatcheries are getting taken out. No production by either side in this game at the moment. 100 supply against 74, but the key is that HyuN, as he loses Mutalisk, he's not going to be able to rebuild anymore because he is just totally Overlord blocked. There's only 20 supply cap available for HyuN right now. 18, actually.
Okay, well, the last couple of structures are up for HyuN. I mean, once he loses this hatchery here on the top left-hand corner, it's only a couple of extractors, and that's it. He's down to just 5 workers, so he could start making a couple of hatcheries across the map. But, you know, honestly, Creator's down to just a few structures as well. This could get really, really close.
So Creator is actually pulling home with the bulk of his forces. He is going to leave some Stalkers up there, I believe, to try and do some damage and finish off these last few buildings. There's one extractor there. A couple of Zealots will try and take care of the rest rest of that, but this many Blink Stalkers can easily take out, I think, the amount of mutas that we still have here. The Archon, of course, is going to be able to do some slash damage as well. There's no Zerglings on the ground anymore to try and Zerg that down, but actually this is the last Nexus, so yeah, this is a very, very precarious situation that we've got here.
Okay, that's a lot of mutas, and he needs to be able to DPS down the structures without directly engaging the force. Oh, but he just lost his hatchery, and there is another hatchery over on the right-hand side that just popped up before he was revealed as well. So pretty well done there, but really, HyuN needs a way to be able to swing in and continue to do some damage. Are there pylons up across the map? Let me see. Actually, let's take a look at his vision
that's a
now.
pylon, at least
Let's see
right
here, because he is revealed.
Yeah, there's like 3 pylons kind of scattered.
Yes.
But right now, yeah, this building's under attack. This hatchery is going to get canceled. There's another one in the very top right, and that's his last building, I believe, now, because all the extractors have been taken out. This is the last building that HyuN has. He has 1,000 minerals, but I don't know if he has any actual drones left to build anything else.
I don't believe so either. The hatchery is just about to go down, and that's it.
That's it.
Yep. And HyuN did not rage quit or anything. That he just lost because he lost his last structure. So there it is, guys. HyuN goes down. Creator ties it up. We're 3-3. We're going to a minimum of 8 games.